Welcome to Finance Deep Dive. Okay, listen up, because in 2025, the rules of the retirement game are changing in a big way for both the United States and Australia. We're talking about some of the biggest legislative shifts in years, and they are absolutely set to reshape how we all save. So whether you're just kicking off your career or you're nearing that finish line, this is what you need to know.
So let's start with the dream, right? This number right here, $1.26 million. That's what most Americans think they need to finally kick back and enjoy a comfortable, stress-free retirement. It's the goal, the magic number. But the big question is, how many people are actually on track to hit it? And here's the reality check. For households that are just a decade or so away from retiring, the median savings is only $185,000. I mean, that gap between the dream and the reality, it's not a gap, it's a canyon. And that canyon is exactly what these new laws are trying to fill.
This brings us to what I like to call the Great Retirement Paradox. It's a really strange situation. Our countries have literally trillions of dollars tucked away in retirement funds, but so many of us, as individuals and families, feel deeply insecure about our own future. So what's going on here? Why the disconnect?
I mean, just look at this. The disconnect is staggering. On one side, you have these massive national nest eggs, $44 trillion in the US, almost $4 trillion in Australia. But on the other side, you see the personal reality. In the US, more than half of all households have zero retirement savings. Zero. And in Australia, women are retiring with about 30% less than men. Clearly, the money is in the system, but it's not reaching everyone. And you can really see how that anxiety breaks down by generation. Baby boomers, they're the most confident group, with about 55% feeling ready. But then you look at Gen X, and especially Gen Z, and those numbers drop off a cliff. It's clear the current system just isn't working for them, which is exactly why these 2025 changes are so important. So let's get into the solutions, starting with what's happening in the US. I'm calling it America's retirement reboot. And this whole thing is being driven by one massive piece of legislation called the Secure 2.0 Act. And trust me, it is a genuine game changer.
Okay, probably the biggest change is this idea of auto-enrollment. For decades, saving for retirement was an opt-in thing. You had to fill out forms, make a choice. Now, the system basically puts your savings on autopilot. You're signed up by default, your contributions go up a little bit automatically each year, and if you don't want to participate, you have to actively choose to opt out. It completely flips the script to make saving the easiest possible choice.
Now this next one, wow. This is a game changer for anyone who's ever felt crushed by student debt. For years, you had to make a tough choice. Do I pay down my student loans, or do I contribute to my 401k to get my company match? Well, now you don't have to choose. Your employer can actually match your student loan payments with contributions into your retirement account. You can finally do both at the same time. And that's the whole point, right? This new law fundamentally reframes student debt. For the very first time, the money you're using to pay down that loan can simultaneously be used to build your retirement savings. It literally turns what was just a financial liability into a powerful wealth-building mechanism. It's brilliant. For those of you who are a little closer to retirement, there's a really nice new boost coming your way. Starting in 2025, if you're between the ages of 60 and 63, you can make a much higher catch-up contribution, over $11,000. Think of it as a special window to really hit the accelerator on your savings right before the finish line. And finally, for America's public servants, we're talking teachers, firefighters, police officers. A long-standing injustice has finally been fixed. The Social Security Fairness Act got rid of these penalties that were unfairly cutting their benefits. The impact? It's massive. $17 billion in restored payments for over 3 million people. Just huge. All right, now let's hop across the Pacific and talk about Australia. Their retirement system, known as superannuation, is already considered one of the best in the world. But in 2025, it's getting a major upgrade that's really about completing a decades-long plan and closing some critical gaps that still exist. First off, the superannuation guarantee, which is the mandatory contribution your employer has to make for you, is finally hitting its target. I mean, look at this journey. It started at just 3% way back in 1992, and on July 1st, 2025, it will finally reach 12%. This isn't just another tick of the clock, it's a milestone that's been decades in the making. Now, the other really big change in Australia tackles the gender retirement gap head-on. For the first time ever, superannuation will be paid on government-funded paid parental leave. This is so important. Think of it like patching a critical leak in the retirement pipeline. It ensures that savings keep growing for parents, who are overwhelmingly women, when they take time out of the workforce to care for a new child. And the impact here isn't just symbolic, it's tangible, real money. This one policy change is estimated to leave a mother with one child about $7,500 better off in retirement. Have two kids, and that jumps to over $14,000. It's a really targeted fix with a very real long-term benefit. Okay, so we've covered the what. We know what the new rules are. Now let's get to the so what. Let's talk about you. This section is your new playbook. Clear, simple, actionable guidance on how you can make these changes work for you, no matter where you are in your career. All right, if you're a young worker, Gen Z, or millennial, your biggest challenge is juggling today's bills with tomorrow's dreams. Your playbook is simple. Number one, just let auto-enrollment do its thing. Don't touch it, let the machine work for you. Number two, if your employer offers that new student loan match, you grab it with both hands. It's the closest thing to free money you will ever find. For my Gen Xers, the mid-career workers, the name of the game is acceleration. If you feel like you're a little behind, these new rules are your superpower. Your play is to start planning now to max out those enhanced catch-up contributions the minute you turn 60. And also, double-check the new eligibility rules for part-time work. You might now qualify for a retirement plan you were locked out of before. And for the near retirees, the baby boomers, your focus shifts. It's less about building the nest egg and more about managing your income and making it last. So your playbook is all about strategy. In the US, if you were a public employee, call up and verify that your Social Security has been adjusted correctly. In Australia, if you're thinking of selling your home, get some advice on how downsizer contributions could impact your age pension. A smart move here can make a world of difference. So when you take a step back and you look at all these different changes in both countries, you start to see a pattern emerge. There are really two big ideas, two major philosophies driving this entire wave of reform. And here they are. First, automation. The whole philosophy is shifting. Instead of relying on you to be a financial genius and make a bunch of proactive decisions, the new goal is to make saving the easy, automatic default option. And second, equity. These aren't just broad, one-size-fits-all changes. They are surgical reforms designed to fix specific historical problems that have left groups like women and public servants at a disadvantage. It's about making the system not just bigger, but a whole lot fairer. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? As these powerful new systems start to automate more and more of our financial lives, making saving the path of least resistance, what's our new job? Does the main challenge shift away from the mechanics of saving money and become more about the simple human act of just staying engaged and paying attention where your money is going? Something to think about.